So I started off as a receptionist. I worked my way up, executive assistant, office manager, and then I found myself doing investor relations, which really tied into what my work experience was, which was always on the marketing and sales side. And then from there, I moved into corporate development, and I run my own consulting firm right now, where as Kira mentioned in my bio, I do help private and public companies on the side. And then I thought, why not add some more to that? And I just started a tech startup with a business partner of mine a year ago. So all very exciting and a lot on the go. So I'll just take a step back from that after giving you a summary of me and just kind of go through some of these things on career planning, which many of you probably have already done or already know, but we'll walk through it. So self-assessment, and I think this should be ongoing. I continuously do self-assessment for myself, figuring out where my skill sets are, where I need to improve, and then if there's opportunity for me to grow in any one area, and to make sure that I'm happy doing what I'm doing, because people change and your passions change, locations change, a lot of circumstances change throughout the course of your life. So I think ongoing self-assessment is key to not only help you move up to the next level you're looking for, but to make sure that you're happy in what you're doing. Then obviously you're going to explore what career options are available to you. Once you've done this self-assessment, it probably will include certain things that give you a sense of what your top skill sets are and what kind of careers that could be applied to. So then do your exploratory work on those career options and then get into some field research. And the best way to do this is to seek out people in that field of interest and gather as much information as you can. And some of the things that I like to ask people is how they got started. Everyone always has a different entry point, but it's really, really interesting to learn how individuals get started in what they're doing, what pitfalls they might have encountered along the way, and then anything that they would do differently. Coming in and having somebody's years of experience and them letting you know what they would do differently can help you not make the same mistakes or maybe traject differently in a quicker path. Then you want to determine what those target jobs or roles are that you're looking for. Choose the right program if you're not already in a program. If you're already in a program and you want to pivot, figure out how to do that. And then build your credentials and seek additional training if necessary. And I think, again, seeking additional training is something I would say that should always be ongoing, because it's never too late to learn something new. So in the mining sector, there are a number of different areas that you can end up in regardless of the discipline that you're studying. And that's one of the reasons I really like the mining industry. Whatever you are studying, you can probably find a career within the mining industry. There's definitely the technical side. So if you're mining engineering, if you're geology, if you're chemistry or metallurgy, it's definitely you're focused on mining. But if you're in finance or capital markets, if you're on the legal or governance side, health and safety, even IT, really big push right now for environmental, ESG, and CSR. There's a number of avenues that you can pursue. But one of the other things I have found that's made a really good opportunity for someone that's looking in the mining industry, even if you started out on a very technical side of things. So take geology. You're starting off as a geology student in training. Usually you're going to do some field work, and then you can choose to stay in the field, meaning you can choose to be a geologist, an exploration geologist, a mine site geologist, whatever entity that takes, or move into the geoscience side where you can get into geophysics and other sort of things. But then you can also decide that, hey, I want to work at the corporate office level, or I want to work on Bay Street. And the experience that you gather in your formative years when you are the geologist in the field is going to help you as you traject up that path. And you could end up being a research analyst. You can do investor relations, and you one day will probably be CEO running a junior mining or a junior exploration company. So no matter where you start, you have the opportunity to grow and make your way up. Tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, especially in the mining industry, it is very small. I always say it's very incestuous. So building relationships very quickly will help you build your network. I think you should immerse yourself in the industry as early as possible. And considering that you're attending this talk today tells me that you are trying to do that, which is great. And learn as much as you can about the entire mining life cycle. And again, this will help you decide if you want to branch out, if there's other avenues that you want to pursue, is understanding all of the cogs in the wheel. Seeking out mentors and advisors. I'm sure many of you are already doing this, but if you find the right people, the right mentorship, they can really help you throughout your career. I have some really great people, and I want to say the mining industry, I found there's some really, really good people that are always willing to foster the next generation that's coming up. Again, seek out a variety of experience, especially if you're unsure of what your ultimate career goal is. But even if you are sure of what your ultimate career goal is, complementary skill sets that allow you to excel in your field. Let's face it, it's a very competitive world out there. There's a lot more people vying for the same roles. So we need to put our best foot forward when we're applying for a job or looking for a way to move up. And then again, if you want to end up on Bay Street, you want to end up on the corporate side, I think it's very important to gain a basic understanding of capital markets and how the markets work. Because in mining, chances are you're a publicly traded company. And if you're private, you're going to IPO because this is the easiest way to access capital. And mining is very capital intensive. It requires a lot of money to explore, develop, build, and operate these assets. And understanding how the trading works, what you need to do to be publicly listed. As I said, a basic understanding. You don't need to become a trader yourself, but understanding how that fits into the operations. And then, the best career advice I think I've gotten is, I put it first here because it's really just go for it. If you want something, just take your shot. And again, utilize whatever tools you have to your advantage to try and make that happen. Read and ask as many questions as you can. As I said, I started at the bottom. My boss, this is what my boss told me at the time. He said, you've signed a confidentiality agreement as part of your contract. You can read anything that you want and ask as many questions as you want. And that's really how I've learned. I have taken courses. I've taken mining for non-miners and geologists for non-geologists. I've taken financial management courses, but being in a company and reading what's going on and asking those questions really helps frame what's actually happening in the here and now. Be confident yet humble. Confidence is very important, especially when you're trying to make it at head office. But remember to be humble. There are a lot of people with a lot more experience than you sometimes. So have that nice balance there. And then understanding how you relate with a variety of personality types. I was very lucky to learn this very early on. I have an aunt that's constantly been doing career coaching, motivational speaking, and a number of these workshops, which basically is a Myers-Briggs of personality types. And it's really helped me because you do get a very wide variety of personality in the mining industry. And you have to be able to speak on each person's level. And really that's going to help you when it comes down to teamwork. And there's a lot of teamwork involved. Follow your path, not someone else's. Just because you want to end up being CEO and you've seen how that other person has lived their life and made their way up to be CEO, it's not going to be the exact same path. And it's not going to be the exact same end goal or end result that you're looking for. So just make sure to be true to yourself and don't push yourself more than you have the capacity to handle. And then everything in mining is connected. So understand on a basic level what your colleagues do. Again, this comes back to the teamwork. It's a very cohesive group. For myself at Nighthawk currently, our executive management team, there's 4 of us on the team, and we work as a team. We have weekly team meetings. It's a very cohesive collaboration that goes on. And this allows opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And this is very helpful when people say you want to think outside the box. Think outside the box, because just because you're in the finance department and you're running the finance team doesn't mean that there isn't another opportunity to do something better that might be seen from the operational side. So I think understanding that and how things are connected would be very helpful.